You see that? You know what that is? That is a match that took place at Philadelphia over WrestleMania weekend. That is the Shooter, Killian McMurphy, taking on Gritty. And you know what? That was on my 2024 bingo card. Mike, put it on the board. I am one step closer to getting a bingo. Don't focus on the fact that I said Cody wouldn't finish the story. That's not important. We'll be fine without that. And ignore the box that says that WWE would have 0 tournaments this year. And then they announced that they're bringing back King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. And are having that big speed tournament over on X. And probably going to have one for the Women's Championship. Let's plug in. Sunday, May 5th, it is the return of CZW to the beautiful State Theater in Havre de Grace, Maryland for Limelight 25, where in our main event, the #1 contender, Aaron Ash, challenges for the CZW World Heavyweight Championship against Rich Swann. Aaron Ash has believed for a long time that title should have been handed to him, and he is the uncrowned World Heavyweight Champion. And now, he finally has his opportunity to prove it to the world. But to do that, he has to go through Rich Swann. Also in action, we will have Valerie Verman go one-on-one with Journey Burke, Esquire, in a battle of the pink gear. But this time, Samuel is banned from ringside. You're not going to want to miss this one, so be sure to join us for Limelight 25 in Havre de Grace, Maryland. And why don't you head a few miles down the road on May 18th, that is Saturday, in Baltimore, Maryland's Power Plant Live. It is Best of the Best 20, the 20th edition of the biggest tournament in East Coast wrestling, as we gather the greatest wrestlers in the world of independent wrestling and have them face off in a huge tournament. You want to be there. Who knows who's going to show up for Best of the Best this year, for the 20th Best of the Best. So please be sure to join us at Baltimore, Maryland. The bell rings at 7 o'clock. The doors open at 6. And there's plenty to do and plenty to drink at Power Plant Live. So be sure to check that out. Tickets will be available in the links down below. The very next day, Sunday, May 19th, at the Mitchell Fire Company in Burlington, New Jersey, SPO presents Heroes Welcome. There you will see the Backseat Boys, who recently lost their SPO Tag Team Championship in that Silver Scramble match to the Rep. Plus, see more of your favorites like Johnny Cashmere, Rick Effin Blade, and Live Danger, all at SPO Wrestling's Heroes Welcome. You can get tickets for that in the links below. Today on the Soapbox, I want to talk about WrestleMania week. Yes, I had a very busy WrestleMania, so busy that I couldn't get the episode out last week. And I wanted to just kind of give you a journey. So this is my WrestleMania week diary that includes no WrestleMania. But this is what I did over WrestleMania week. This is going to be a split of me here in +2 Wrestling Studios and some of the things I've recorded at the shows. We start at WrestleJohn in Attic Brewing, where we were going to crown the Labor of Love citywide champion. At least that's what we hoped to do, as it rained like crazy. But big thank you to the folks over at Attic Brewing who were able to get a tent for us so that we were able to do the show. Really glad that was happening, because we were sold out for WrestleJohn. For each event, I put on a brand new suit and did a little bit of suit cosplay. And for this one, I went as the God of Mischief, Loki. Everyone thought it was the Riddler, despite the fact that I had the gold tie and the black shirt. Everybody thought I was just being the Riddler. One of those people being Paul London, who just kept walking up to me and going, "This guy, Edward Nigma," and then he'd punch me. That's just the relationship I have with Paul London now. That's a cool thing I could say. He also had one of the best matches of WrestleMania week. That's something you'll hear me say a lot. As he took on Speedball Mike Bailey. Unfortunately, I didn't get to call that match. I was working with Mike Crotch, Joey T, and I wanted to work with Veda Scott, but Veda Scott only called this match, so I didn't get to share a headset with Veda Scott, but I did get to start my WrestleMania journey with a Pokemon joke.
Yes, here we go. Scott Holiday here. The next Pokemon evolution from Veda Scott.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yes, yes. Eventually I'll turn into Scotty 200.
Joey T here joining Scott Holiday, match number 2.
Now, there was a couple matches that I called dibs on immediately. And the match that I called dibs on immediately at WrestleJohn was the Cyberhawks versus the Colony. If you know my wrestling career, I'm very close to all 6 of these individuals, but especially with Worker Ant, as I even said on commentary.
You know, a very young Scott Holiday called his first match, and Worker Ant was in that match.
Here we are, full circle, WrestleMania week.
It was also especially serendipitous in that I found out that not only was Worker Ant in the first match that I ever called, but the last match he had before this return, I also called. His last match before this return was the Infinite Gauntlet, a match that not only did I call, but I said throughout the whole match that he was my pick to win. And now he's back, and I got to call the match, so it feels very special to me. And what a match this was. There was some fantastic action in this. And shout out to Vin Gerard and the team over at Independent Wrestling TV. You can watch all of this show on iwtv.live right now with a subscription. I highly recommend it. But some of the camera work they did is fantastic. There's a great moment where Worker Ant and Ultimo Ant are having a disagreement. And then Ultimo Ant turns around and the camera pans and all the Cyberhawks are there. I love that moment. One more note I do want to make really quickly. The Colony and the Cyberhawks are high flyers. They love jumping off the top rope and doing dives. But because it was so jam-packed, because we were sold out and the tent was holding everybody in, they decided that it wouldn't be a good idea to do dives. So there was no dives in that match. But the very next match was a scramble that I also called, and who does a dive? The Murder Hornet, Travis Huckabee.
Wait a second.
Huckabee's gonna fly. Here comes the Murder Hornet.
Suicide dive from Huckabee. Not something you see often out of him.
And look how terrified they are. Look how terrified the crowd is as Travis Huckabee comes flying in. Luckily, no one was hurt, but of course, I found this very funny. That brings us to our main event, which I also got to call, and I feel very lucky that I got to call this, as we decided to crown the new citywide champion as the world-famous Cheeseburger battled Weber Hatfield, 2 individuals who have never held a singles title in their career. I love this match. It was so special to see these two who are masters at their craft really ply their trade. It was a very technical match with a lot of intensity. You can hear me losing my mind during this match.
Field's feeling it. He knows this is it. This is the moment.
He's got to capitalize here.
His first singles title is in reach.
Cheeseburger's on all 4s. He's in a bad spot.
Palm strike. He got him. That hit him right on the button. He's got to be out.
No!
He gets down to the palm strike.
I can't believe. I thought for sure that was it. Weber Hatfield able to kick out.
He's going to go for it again. He's going for it again. Caught him. Center of the ring. Into the cover. 1! He's out at 1! He's out at 1!
But my work wasn't over. After that, I decided to hang around at Attic Brewing, and I jumped on the Opinion City podcast, who were doing a post show for WrestleJohn. I wasn't invited on. I saw Anthony Blackwell Jr. and I put him in a headlock, and then next thing I knew, I was being handed a microphone. Unfortunately, the sound apparently didn't come out on that. It went out live, but there is no record of this show. But I do want to shout out the Opinion City podcast. Thank you so much for having me. Hopefully, I'll be able to come back soon. That brings us to Euphoria, also brought to you by Labor of Love and Sean Henderson Presents.
Hey, Sleep Holiday here. Did not sleep well last night, but I'm back here at Attic Brewing. It's Thursday. It's around 11 a.m. I'm hanging out backstage. Attic Brewing's got a bunch of stuff. Like, there's like ping pong tables hidden back here and Connect 4. Attic Brewing's a great place. But we're getting ready for Euphoria today. Doing commentary for that. And then we have to leave immediately from here to get to Gloucester City to get to Skid Row for CFU No Escape. So I'll be doing a judge thing there. So this is like my first official double shot, I think. Don't usually have this much call for my talents. But as you can hear, the voice is already starting to go. So that's fun. But I'm very excited for Euphoria. A lot of great matches here. Mal versus Matt Mikowski is going to be something else. We got Cheeseburger versus Big Dan. It's going to be something. So I got to get ready. I'm going to take a nap. I think that'll help me get ready.
For this one, I also decided to do a cosplay suit, but this time it was the one known as Sailor Moon. This was a crazy event. The weather was a little bit nicer, and I got to call my first ever Sexy Eddie match, so that's new for me.
But now Sturdy Sal's got him up.
Oh, what's this? Telegraphs the back body drop attempt.
Sunset flip, he's in the drop zone.
Slaps the hands away. Oh, man, you don't want that thing to drop on you. Oh,
Right
Lord.
to the teeth.
That's a whole lot of weight.
Got him.
It's over.
And the convulsing. We might need medical out here for Sturdy Sal.
His jaw may be broken.
It's like getting bit by an anaconda.
He's going to be eating through a paper straw. It's going to be disgusting.
I don't think he wants to put anything phallic in his mouth right now. Sexy Eddie.
He's
that.
disgusting.
Now there's a close-up. Could you imagine watching this in 3D? Poke your eye out.
I also had the honor of calling DDT's Mao versus Matt Mikowski. If you're a fan of mine, you might remember that Matt Mikowski is my #1 pick for Breakout Star of 2024. If you're not a fan of mine, you might know Matt Mikowski as the guy who gave a black eye to Charlie Dempsey at Bloodsport. And if you're not a fan of mine, thank you for getting this far in the video. I appreciate you not liking me, but staying this far. Maybe we can become fans and friends later. In any case, that match was awesome. It was one of my best of the week picks.
It's like Tong Po and Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movie Kickboxer.
Mikowski down Mao on roller skates.
Throughout Euphoria, I also got to find a hidden theme that would follow me throughout the week, and that's more Pokemon.
That's right. You know, I always
What did
say...
he bring to the ring with him?
What is that?
Are those Pokemon? Are those Pokemon cards?
Are they Pokemon
I
cards?
think they might be Pokemon cards. Are they?
Oh, yeah, they're opening them. They're doing a live break.
I might have to be that. I might need to head to the ring.
They're
real
doing a
quick.
live card break.
Get a shot of the Pokemon cards. I want to know what they pulled. What do we got? Think there was a Haunter? Here comes Jess Moss.
Jess Moss coming to the ring.
Jess Harry, they already gave out the cards.
Seriously, go get some Pokemon cards. Who do you think she'd choose as her starter? Because I know that they're starters. I know that much.
Yes.
I know that Squirtle was in a gang.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Squirtle Squad definitely rings
Squirtle was
true.
in a gang.
Oh, they're going to lose their value.
What's the
All right,
it's
what we got
Pokemon cards?
here?
What is it? What is it? I don't know.
Get those out of the ring. I don't
know
want...
shit about Pokemon.
I want them... Okay, we got another pack going.
Dude.
Fans, I am inches away from the screen. Show them to the camera. This is the most frustrated I've ever been in my commentary career.
Yeah, that's a lot of packs of Pokemon. What is a Pokemon, like, what does a package of Pokemon cards run nowadays?
They're like $7. I don't know if those were first editions.
I feel like if my younger brothers kept their Pokemon cards from when Pokemon first came out, we'd all just be rich.
Yeah.
But, you know, kids are stupid.
Yeah, I had an E3 Pikachu that I lost in a fight.
Oh, look at this. Exchanging punches in the middle of the ring, pushing Jess Boss out of the way so they can continue. Right hands, left, back and forth.
Pokemon cards, and it turns into a fist fight. It's like every Target I've ever been in.
You slam somebody on one of those, it breaks, it's all jagged.
Oh, the Pokemon, that's a holographic. They're a little bit thicker. You can do stuff with that.
And she just gave him a paper cut in the webbing of his fingers.
And more Pokemon.
Where?
On his leg.
Oh my God, why is there so many damn
That's
Pokemon?
Ghastly and King Kong.
So I did, in fact, go out and try to get the Pokemon cards. I got this Dust Noir, which is a holographic. I don't know if this is the one that was used in the paper cut spot, but I did get one. And not only that, I got my boy Murkrow! For Euphoria, there was also one match that I walked in and I called dibs on immediately. And man, am I glad that I called dibs on this one, because I've said a few matches have been in my top matches of WrestleMania weekend, or WrestleMania week, rather. This is my number one choice. This is, in my opinion, the best match I saw all week, and that is Edith Surreal versus Daniel Makabe. Daniel Makabe on his retirement tour. He's trying to leave the business, and he's going to leave quite the mark on his way out, as this is a technical masterpiece. I highly recommend that you head on over to IWTV and watch this match. If you're a fan of technical wrestling the way I am, these two told a hell of a story through some amazing grappling. So be sure to check this match out. Quite the busy guy throughout that. Not only was I calling the action, but anytime I was not calling the action, I was recording a podcast. I met up with ABJ, Anthony Blackwell Jr., and did two podcasts with him. I did 5 questions with, where ABJ asks me the big 5 questions. We also did a bonus episode where we did an unboxing because we found more Pokemon cards. So I wanted more Pokemon cards. You can see those on the ABJ YouTube channel. They should be out sometime soon. I also got to talk to Witchcrafts by Lily, and we talked about fashion. So if you want to hear more about my Sailor Moon suit, I will let you know when that episode drops. All right, so currently Euphoria is still happening. I'm in my car. I got to drive to Gloucester City for CFU. I'm being a judge. There's a hint of what my suit looks like. That spoilers for moments from now in this video. But luckily I don't have to talk, because I ended up calling a lot of the matches here for Euphoria. Not that I'm complaining. It's just I was surprised that I got so many opportunities to do the call. So the voice is tired. The voice is tired. I keep looking at my own eyes instead of the camera. It's awkward. In any case, going to drive to Gloucester City. It's raining, and now it's like, because I keep forgetting that it's not the weekend, that it's a Thursday. So we're running into like rush hour, and we got to get out of Philly over the bridge into Jersey for CFU, which is a 6 o'clock start time. I think it was gonna be 7, and now it's 6. So hopefully we get there with time to spare. Because Scott would like to eat. I like food. But it's a chaotic Thursday. This is like probably my roughest day, unless I decide to go crazy on Saturday. And feeling better than I was like earlier. Like before the show, I was feeling weak. I slammed a coffee and a Red Bull, and I think that did too much to my heart. All my energy was going to my heart beating. And then I scarfed down a soft pretzel, and that, like, mellowed me out. But on top of doing Euphoria, I ended up doing 3 podcasts while I was here. So, yeah, a really good time.
there was almost an accident. Everybody's okay. But hopefully the next time you'll see me, I'll be at CFU. There's no wood for me to knock on.
Super Crazy and CFU presents No Escape. Every match inside the steel cage. Since we were in and out so quickly, I didn't really get to say hi to everybody. So this was my first opportunity to meet Marcus Mathers, who had, I believe, 11 or 12 matches over WrestleMania week. And I wanted to shake his hand, but I didn't get a chance to meet him. He had a fantastic match against Tim Dynamite in, I believe, the opening contest. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of footage of what went down at No Escape made available yet. But I did change suits, since this was a more of a fighting style, more strikes heavy, because everything was a steel cage and it was Combat Fights Unlimited. I decided to go with a Goku suit, so this is my bright orange suit. Yeah, I wish I could get my hair spikier, but that's the best I can do. Friday brought me to South Street, where Laura Crane, Andrew Boss, and some other fantastic stand-up comedians met at Suplex Vintage for Friday Night Laugh Down as part of Suplex Mania. I got to host a stand-up comedy show, and first off, Suplex is an amazing place. Like, everything that I remember about professional wrestling is there. I just walked around, they had a whole wall of stuff, and I was like, I used to have that. I used to own that. Still own that. Lots of video games just out to be played. It's an amazing place. You need to check that out. It's on 6th and South Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And sometimes they put on comedy shows. Here's some clips.
The football. I don't watch football. I hate football. Because a bunch of people are like, when are you going to grow up and stop liking wrestling and like football? I was like, never. Football's terrible. Mostly because I hate the announcers. The announcers of every football game say the same stupid line that I can't stand. Anytime something amazing happens, they're like, oh my god, did you see that? That was like a scene from a video game. You talking about Madden? Because that's like based off the shit you're watching. Like, I'd understand if I saw someone like jump on a linebacker's head and then grab a turtle shell and knock 7 more guys over and then run into the end zone with 3 seconds left so fireworks go off. And then a cheerleader runs out and says, I'm sorry, the princess is in another end zone. And I'm like, holy crap! Did you see that? It was like a scene from a video game. The whole part with the turtle shell, you missed it. It was all.
Now, while I was there, we decided to chat up with the owners of the store a little bit, and they were planning Suplex Mania, which was a free show live on South Street where they shut down the street and stuck a wrestling ring in the middle of it. And I thought that was pretty cool. And then they announced that they were going to do a South Street Scramble. And there was a lot of people I knew in that, so I thought to myself, maybe Scott Holiday can be a part of that. So I went and checked out Suplex Mania, and while I couldn't get into the scramble, there was a spot for me on commentary. So I did a little bit of commentary for Suplex Mania. So I got to work with some fantastic people. I got to reunite with Anthony Blackwell Jr. We hadn't done commentary together since Camp Leapfrog, so it felt good to sit down with Anthony Blackwell Jr. again. I was also there with J.A. and Anita Harris, who were all fantastic people, and we got to call Suplex Mania. I got to call almost the entire show. It was a real honor that I just got thrown into this, and I didn't have another suit, so I was Sailor Moon again, but that's fine. That's my favorite suit. And I actually got to call for the first match, the first official match of Suplex Mania. It was Marcus Mathers, who again, I never got to shake his hand and say hello to him. I'm a big fan of his. I felt disappointed. Versus Nick Wayne from AEW, from the Patriarchy. What an amazing match this is. It's incredible how Nick Wayne, who was probably the biggest name on the show because of his spots on television, despite the fact that everyone knew him, he was able to get the crowd to turn on him. He's just so talented in the ring, and he's so young. It's not fair how good of a wrestler Nick Wayne is, and I felt so honored that I got to call it.
That's right. There's a reason why he's on TV, because the powers that be are smart at scouting, and this kid is the future. But also the future here.
Marcus Mathers right behind us.
Marcus Mathers sneaking around. Nick sees him, and we're off to the races.
We're working on the cardio. Mathers has it scouted.
Very smart, very smart.
These two are going to have to find something deep in the playbook, something that the other one does not know about.
I also got to call some other fantastic matches like Deshaun Pratt versus Matt Quay. I got to call The Rep versus Post Game in tag team action. It was a fantastic match. I also got to call the Citywide Scramble, or the South Street Scramble, which was Worker Ant's second match back. So me and Worker Ant staying very much connected. And of course, you can see that entire show on IWTV. This is not promoted by IWTV, just that's where all the good wrestling is. So if you want to see any of the stuff I'm talking about, check it out on IWTV. Well, except for this one. This one's actually on YouTube. I got to call SPO's Endgame along with Phil Stamper. I love Phil Stamper. I didn't know I was going to get to see Phil Stamper this weekend, so I was very excited to get to call the action with him. That entire show is available on YouTube. This was a two shows in one, in a way. There was the outdoor show and the indoor show. The outdoor show I unfortunately didn't get to call, but I did change into my beautiful suit, which was my actual Riddler suit. Batman was there, so I wanted to dress like the Riddler. I thought that would be funny. But SPO was a really good time. Here's some cool highlights.
He's Mary Poppins, y'all.
Homeless Vaughn scoring our first elimination on Homeless Vaughn. Meanwhile,
What?
Beautiful Tom is very visible right now because of the umbrella. Don't believe what he's saying.
Now the biggest two men who have entered this match so far are now battling back and forth, wanting to trade blows as we have our newest entrant.
Oh, it's Retro Rogers. We're taking it back to the 80s. Oh, he's got the power glove. It's so bad.
Well, you might have needed to keep that power glove on, because without it, I don't know, I think he needs a star or something.
Yeah, he's lacking in power here.
Maybe a magic mushroom.
So I'm issuing a challenge to anybody in the back right now who thinks they can take me on. Bring yourself out here.
So is this... Wait.
I mean, anybody? Because, I mean...
I would love... You want to jump in there?
I mean, he said anybody, right?
You're the president. I got your back. I got your back.
But I hear ominous music being played.
Who's going to take this open challenge here? Get in there! Get in there!
This guy!
Get in there!
This guy!
No, you accepted the challenge. You have to go in there now. That's how it works. That's how it... No, wait a minute.
Oh, Lucky!
It's
Lucky!
Yeah, you walked out. You got to go take this
That's on
match.
you.
That's how it works.
No, don't do it.
That's how it works.
Don't do it.
Go in there and tap out.
Lucky, it's okay. Lucky, go out and do it again.
And that was it. That was my WrestleMania week. It was a fantastic time. Let me know what you thought of this style of video. I don't usually do these kind of like travel blog things, but WrestleMania was so big and so huge, and I did so much that I thought this would be appropriate. Let me share my journey with my audience here on Plus 2 Wrestling. And again, you might notice that I didn't really bring up WrestleMania much. I didn't go. I watched it. I thought it was fine. I thought overall it was decent, but I think I had just seen so much great wrestling that by the time I got home, I was exhausted and a little wrestled out. And I don't know, I think the independents did a much better job this year. But that's just me. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I didn't turn you off by crapping all over WrestleMania just then. If you're having a good time, I would really appreciate it if you hit subscribe so you get a video next time I upload one of these silly videos. And I hope you have a great day.